Right. Have we all gotten over how bad episode 3 was? Well, now we've got episode 4, so we can be even more disappointed. Of course, this episode was never going to be as big or important, so it ultimately can't be as much of a letdown as episode 3, but nonetheless, it has some pretty stupid points. It has some okay parts that aren't too terrible, but there's still a lot of weak plot points and loose ends, and of course with the fallout of last episode you're still gonna have some stupid things like, yay, hooray for Arya, savior of the world, she is the greatest fighter the world has ever, the 7 kingdoms have ever seen. Well, or whatever, it doesn't matter. So yes, episode 4, we start out with them burning all those brave people who died in the Battle of Winterfell. Yes, so all about 50 of them, 50 guys, or like a million Dothraki, but they'll probably pop up out somewhere later, sooner or later, I guess. Who knows? You know, it's D&D, Dan and Dave, or whatever they're called. The guys who write the show, they could come up with any stupid thing, and they could be like, well, you know, we write it, so, you know, George R.R. Martin does not write this anymore. It's about us. So, what happened after that? You had them burning the few dead people, they have a little mourning, then they all start drinking, and then you get the cringe. The cringe comes in. This is a cringe episode, at least at the start. Well, actually, even the end is pretty cringe as well, because of how stupid they were once they actually got to King's Landing. Yeah, that's pretty unbelievable how stupid they were at the end. I'll get to that, but yeah, so they all start drinking, and then of course you have this moment where Dany is looking around and she's all by herself, and she doesn't have any friends, and everyone loves Jon, and they all love Jon, and oh my god, they can't. And then she tells to Jon, you can't let anyone know that you're half Targaryen, because then you have a better claim than me, and all this. And then Jon is a full-on soy boy, so he's like, yeah, everyone, you have to support Dany because she's the queen, and we all do what she says, and all the men from Winterfell have to go there, but for some reason they have to all walk there and go there by horse, and the rest, half of us will go by boats and we'll lose one dragon and whatever. So I don't understand that either. You get a nice moment before they leave where you say goodbye to Tormund and Sam and Gilly and Ghost, not Snow. Jon Snow's his dog is Direwolf, Ghost. So you have a little nice moment there. I'm not gonna shit on the whole episode and say every single moment I hated, but there was a lot of cringe, and that's what we've come to get used to, a lot of cringe ever since. So they're all drinking, you get the cringe, Dany has a moment, everything, and then, Jon stands up for Dany, even though people think, he should be you've got Tormund and the Wildlings and the Northmen who all lauding and praising him and being like, he should be the king, he's a hero, he's a war hero. Jon is the one who makes the most sense for who should be the king, because who's Dany? And Dany was like, well, I've seen the way that people look at you, Jon, and I haven't had anyone here look at me like that except from across the narrow sea in Essos. People looked at me like that because I was somewhat of a hero there, but when I come here, nobody really wants me. So And then you have Tyrion and Varys. Speaking of treason, murder most foul, maybe. But I don't know. I can understand this, and it's weird. They're kind of making it like Tyrion's afraid of Daenerys. It's like he's scared to talk about treason and whatever, and being like, well, she can rule with Jon. They get married and then they can rule together. But then Varys is like, no, that can't work. I only support the realm. What is the realm? And it's like, all that bit was kind of fine. So I'm trying to get to the bad parts. Obviously the Jamie and Brienne parts were pretty terrible. And not all terrible. I thought when Jamie's leaving to go kill his sister or whatever, he has this moment where he's like, oh, I'm actually a bad man and all this and all that. So it would make sense for Jamie to then kill Cersei rather than Arya, which I would prefer. It would be more impactful, I think, because if Arya kills Cersei as well, even though she was on the list and stuff, you've already gave her a massive kill, killing the Night King. If she kills Cersei as well, it would just be too overpowered, she's too OP if she can do that as well. So I'd say, yeah, I like that moment a little bit when it's like, you're a good man. Oh no, that just means she's gonna die because he's a good man. No, because they said Theon was a good man and then he died. But no, I'm joking. I don't think that's a thing. But that's a little bit lazy, the good man bit. But the sentiment was that I felt like it was okay. The Brienne and Jamie thing was a little bit forced. And then the thing with Bronn, I kind of like the jokey element of it, just because I like Bronn, but it's right, it didn't really make that much sense to some extent, because it was like, Bronn was like, well, if the war goes this way, then I'm still on Cersei's side. If it goes the other way, then I'm on your guys' side, so what are you going to give me if you guys win? Well, if they win, he's not going to then kill them for not giving him the thing, Say if they don't do it then. If they didn't give him High Garden or whatever, because he was promised River Run or whatever. I mean, that's just a side story. It's not really super important, but it was whatever, I guess. The whole Sansa's turned a bit weird. I don't really understand what they're going for. She's like, oh, after what she's seen, she's so crazy. And then she was like, oh yeah, I think there's someone better to rule. And it's like, you can keep a secret. Yeah. I can keep a secret, but I'm just gonna go tell Tyrion, and then everyone's gonna know that Jon's secret and everything. I think the way they handle these big secrets and things like that, they just kind of end up making it so everyone finds out really easily. Kind of the way they kill everything really easy. Like the way they killed the dragon in this. Rhaegal was killed so easily. And they didn't see freaking Euron Greyjoy and the boats. Even though in the next scene, the boats are like right in front of them. They couldn't see it. And Dany couldn't see it when she was on top of a dragon in the air. From the air. Like, I don't know, how high did she fly? 100 feet? More than 100 feet, I don't know. But you'd think she'd be able to see. It's like, what was their plan? They were just going to rock up to King's Landing and just take over and just sort of burn it by fire. They didn't think someone would be ready to like shoot the dragons, but the way the Rhaegal was killed was so easy. The dragon died so easily, and it's like they had like a really small army there, like some ships, and then the ships got taken out so quickly and easily. And yeah, the good point was that Euron was able to kill Rhaegal really easily with good accuracy, but and they were like kind of further away, but then Danny starts going towards them, and he just misses for some reason. His accuracy goes out the way. I mean, obviously he's maybe not gonna kill it at that point, but could have at least like hit the dragon, like even on its like wing or something. Might have been quite more impactful, but the plot armor, obviously Danny has too much plot armor because she needs to be there at the end for whatever's happened, whether she wins or she loses, and then the Missandei thing was kind of a nothing story for me. She's not an important character. I'm saying I wanted her to die, but her death doesn't have that much impact. They just needed to kill another insignificant character because you killed Jorah Mormont and Theon in the last one, so then they're going, we'll just kill Missandei because who cares? She's no one's favorite character. She was like the slave or whatever to Daenerys, or a shoe shiner or whatever, not an important character. They could have killed Grey Worm. They could have killed another disposable character, and it would have been fine, So yeah, again, a poor episode. Not really a lot happened. Even though you can say a dragon died, but died so pointlessly. Yet again, we're seeing the same things happen over and over again. Arya's character, very flawed. Stupid, obvious kind of proposal thing from Gendry. Oh, he becomes a Baratheon Lord Gendry of Storm's End now, and then he goes and proposes to her, and it's like, I'm not a girl though, I'm a faceless man or whatever. I'm not a girl, I'm a man. That's what I was saying when that happened. It's like, oh, but I can't get married, I'm not a girl. But I don't know, why did they even put that story in there of them sleeping together or whatever? Just to be like, ooh, he proposes and then she says no. Okay, that was really interesting. She's gonna marry the Hound now or something. Oh, she's not gonna get married at all. Like, she's like 14 or whatever. I don't know how old her character is, but her character should be obviously a lot younger than what Arya is, the Maisie Williams is. But yeah, a weak episode. We've only got 2 more episodes left. I don't really see where this goes, other than there being a takeover, someone kills Cersei, Jaime, or Arya. I think maybe Jaime, they're setting it up for that, or maybe Jaime dies trying to kill her and then someone else kills her. But then it's the way they've done it, they've made it, the dragon's so useless that obviously they had to kind of even it up a little bit. They could have killed one of the dragons, but done it in a way where the dragon at least done some damage, at least to King's Landing. Even like burn the ships, the Iron Fleet or whatever, or Euron Greyjohn's fleet, whatever it is. Or something, some structural damage to the city walls or something without killing innocent people. So the whole thing is kind of, I'm not sure we're going to get a satisfying ending because they already shot themselves in the foot with the 3rd episode. It's really difficult for them to get a satisfying ending now. What is a satisfying ending? Daenerys on the throne? Daenerys and Jon co-ruling together, just Jon on the throne. Daenerys moves back to Essos and rules there, and they'll just be like good friends or something. And Arya and the Hound live happily ever together, and like killing random people in the forest or something. Or in King's Landing, they become a bunch of homeless people in King's Landing or something, or they become the new King's Guard or something like that. I don't know, something stupid and pointless like that will happen a bit. Because Arya will be the King's Hand. No, not the King's Hand. She could be the King's Guard or something stupid and pointless like that. unrelated, but episode 4, not a lot happened. Bit of a letdown, but expectations weren't high for this, but they still stupid and dumbed it down and unnecessary deaths. Missandei, an unnecessary death, kind of an unnecessary death, but they kind of wanted to make it like, ooh, look, Cersei bad. Cersei, I mean, they already hated Cersei. They don't need her to kill them. And if she was going to be really bad, she would have killed Tyrion or something. But you know, plot armor. They need him for a satisfying end where one of them, the good side, wins, I guess. So then he can be the hand of the king or queen, or it doesn't matter. You know, it's all, they've ruined it already. So let's just enjoy the stupidness of it, and you know, don't take it at face value. Just sort of take it as a, you know, it's light entertainment. It's not a serious story where the actions have consequences. You know, it's just a bit of random fun. You know, so peace out. We'll see what. So 5 episodes, 6 have installed. Whether they're gonna let us down again as well, or we can get at least an okay, good episode. That's all I want. I want like a solid 7 or an 8 episode. Something somewhat satisfying. You know, let's hope for a somewhat satisfying ending to this series. Good night.